420 for 20 long years. I smoked lots of reefer, drank lots of beer. Every day at 420, we're gonna settle the score. And for 20 long years, it's been 20 past 4.
Hello, welcome to 420 Live. As you can see, I'm wasting no time today. Getting in, digging in, ready for the Friday show. It's Friday today. Ready for the weekend? Are you guys ready for the weekend? I don't think you are. I don't even think you know what a weekend is anymore. I think it's all become one giant Friday. F-R-Y, Friday. We're frying early. This is really tasty. This is some of that nice Mendo. That's so sweet and tasty. I don't even know what the strain is. But it's good. Hi, everybody. Let me clear the air. We're going to clear the air here today. I am. Woo. It's a hell of a way to start. There goes the whole show. Right out the window. I hope everybody's having a great day. What a week. What a week. Front row seat to history. Excuse me as I hack my COVID germs all over the audience. A minute into the show, I'm already too stoned to continue. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great weekend. What a week this week. You know, I can't even process it anymore. It's just I've been too much emotion, too much roller coaster. The whole month has been since this 2021 started. Everybody's like, yay, 2021. And I'm like, you better be careful what you wish for, because 2021, you know, it's really chock full of surprises running around every corner. If you haven't, just before I came on air, I saw that the Mega Millions jackpot is up to $1 billion. Now, there's a 1 in 300 million. That means that every person in the United States has a chance to win this. One person in the United States, 1 out of 300 million. And not all 300 million, I guess, are old enough to buy lottery tickets, because I think you have to be, 10, 12? Whatever the lottery ticket age is. But make sure you get your Mega Millions. I just told the fam, I'm like, hey, whoever's out, stop by and pick up some Mega Millions. I really could use a couple of $1 billion to feed everybody. Can you believe the things that the poor Joe Biden has to deal with that have been dealt with in 4 years? Feeding people? I mean, this should be like a basic human right, like air and water. Air, clean water. Sorry, Flint, Michigan. Air, cannabis, 2 flying cars in every garage. Free cannabis for everybody, a transporter in every dining room so you could zip off to planet Mars. Oh, what did I say? In the next 15 years, we're going to be living in an asteroid belt. There's going to be humans living in an asteroid belt. So buckle up, folks. There's a lot that's going to change in the next 15 years. Hopefully, I'll be here. I'll be 70, and I've been reading about all this 70, something. But I've been reading about all these like anti-aging things, like over oxygenating your blood, and this new thing that came out the other day. I just saw the headline. I didn't, I just doom scroll. Just like I'm looking for the next disaster. I'm like, okay, what's blowing up next? Doom scrolling through, and I saw that they have some new anti-aging thing. It's going to reverse aging, grow hair on your head, turn it black. I think this is still going. 420 long years. I smoked lots of reefer and drank lots of beer. Every day at 420, you're going to settle the score. For 20 long years, it's been 20 past 4. Vince Herman. Oh, that's a great little ditty. It's almost like a sea shanty. Have you seen that about the sea shanties on TikTok? Everybody's doing sea shanties now. I just couldn't be happier. I watched Don Lemon last night, and he's like, I know you people don't want to hear about Trump. And he's right. We don't. We're done. Out the window. I don't even want to hear about Biden anymore. I just want him to do his job. I don't care about him and Mitch McConnell squabbling or whatever they got to do. They want to go make out in the back like they did 15 years ago. I don't really care. It's not really my table. Let them do what they were going to do. Politics should not be seat of your pants or edge of your seat entertainment where you're tuning in, waiting for the world to fall apart like it's been. History should be slow and measured. You know, people shouldn't get excited over politics. They shouldn't be storming buildings unless things are really wrong. I mean, you think that the people that did that really thought things were wrong, you know? Uh, they must have thought things were so like how messed up. And you see where all these people live too, because now the FBI is just going in and nailing them. So it's so random, like all the little towns they live in all over the world. They probably never even got a speeding ticket. Now you're going to be someone's bitch in jail because you wanted to go storm the Capitol. Federal prison too, federal offense. That's no joke. That's not like going in, you know, and doing a little time in the county lockup, you know. This isn't, you know, trying to, with everybody who paid for their kids to go to school. This isn't getting locked up like that. Whatever her name was. What was her name again? Lady who got locked up. Anyway, today, my friend Mike Russick is going to join us. He's going to play a little piano. We're going to chat a little bit. Mike's in my band. He's one of the guys I play with here in Los Angeles. I have a whole team of local friends, and we get together and play music and get in the zone. And, you know, using that side of your brain, I don't know how many of you play music, or music's really important, and it helps keep you, it's well-rounding your noggin, because it's not really analytical thought. And it's the kind of thing that I've learned over the years that the more you know, the less you want to remember when you get into it. You just want to be able to get in the flow and go with it. And, you know, I've been a mediocre guitar player for a long time. Oh, wait, hold on. Here you go. There you go. Lori Loughlin and Felicity Huffman. Yes. And then the other guy who got off from a pardon from Trump. That's good, Robin. There you go. Edibles for sleep. And it works, right? Isn't that incredible? Better living through cannabis consumption. I mean, these are the things that we're learning slowly but surely. I'll tell you what, not really good for train of thought, because, man, you just start talking about something, the next thing you know, your brain's just like, we're going this way now, and we're going that way now. But this show is 420 live, folks. What were you expecting? Not to stay on topic or stay on target, on point. But, you know, as the world changes, you know, all these things we used to do to keep ourselves well-rounded, we don't have that. We're not able to get together and play sports or play music or be with each other and congregate, and even supposed to have more than 10 people in the house and all these rules. Someone told me like an underground strip bar got busted in LA this week, and I guess a wedding in London with 150 people. And, you know, they have task force now that are going out there to make sure people aren't having fun. These are the task force. What can we call them? The fun stuff. Oh, the vibe crushers. Yes, the vibe crushers. We all have them in our lives, right? Those people that kind of walk into the room and next thing you know, the party's over. Well, I'm definitely not one of those people. And I've had many a party. I've kind of forgot what it's like to party, throw a party, have a party, but I'm pretty sure I could figure it out. I still have my Evite list all together. I'm still ready to rock. But as I was getting on, when we get together, we use the other side of our brain. We're jamming, we're having fun, and we'll do it in small, you know, just a bunch of guys in a room. And then we'll also play for our friends, which, you know, is playing out is called. If do you play out? Do you play in front of other people? Because it definitely kicks up your game when you're performing into another direction. And since I see so much performance all the time, I'm always studying performers and thinking, you know, how do you keep music relevant? How do you keep everybody in the groove? And one thing I've learned is stay away from the ballads. Keep it upbeat, dancing, jammy, fun. You don't want to get too serious, you know. I mean, once in a while, you could throw in a Dark Star and you could go into that spacey zone, which we all love. But for the most part, we try to keep it on the straight and narrow and just try to get in and let loose, you know, get it going. You know, with anything you want to learn, even with photography, I'm not sitting there when I'm shooting thinking about shutter speeds and film sensitivity. I mean, I am, but I'm thinking, you know, am I fast enough to freeze this action, or am I slow enough to blur it? You know, things like that. I'm not thinking, you know, the fundamental stuff. I'm going on instinct. A lot of times I'll set my camera and I'll pick it up and I'll take a picture, and it'll be whatever the setting is. It'll be like right within a half stop range of what I'm looking at. So I'm pretty good. I have like a built-in light meter, but this is things you learn over time. And it's the same thing with music. Music, you learn things over time. So you learn it and then you forget it when you're doing it, because you're in the process of doing. When you're doing, you're not thinking about the fundamentals. So Anyway, Michael Russick, are you ready there, Michael Russick? Did you go to the bathroom? I see him sitting in my little chamber here. He'll be back. Mike's going to play for us today. We're going to hear a little piano. I was going to play guitar, but that guitar right there is just like a prop. I mean, I could string it, restring it, and then tune it. But that was one of my first electric. It's a Hamer. 24 frets. Brian, you ready? I've already smoked. I'm already so blotto that I've kind of forgot where I am and where I'm going. Let's see. Of course, yes. Let's see, coming there, $1 billion. What would you do? Like $1 billion? That's like rule the world shit. That's rule your world shit. That's where you're not answering anybody. You know, $1 million, you could blow through that pretty quick. You blow through $1 billion, but I guess Steve Bing went through $660 million. You know, and then he jumped off the building. That was sad. I mean, you know, so what? You don't have any money. People still love you. I mean, unless you're just buying all your friends. I wouldn't jump. Michael Russick, are you ready to rock? I gotta know right now. Where are you going? Where are you going? Michael Russick, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing? Welcome to 420 Live. Mike Russick, ladies and gentlemen.
Howdy, howdy. Raise this a little.
How's it going?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Good on day 3. How about you?
Day 3, yeah, it's pretty good, right? I've kind of zoned out. You know, I'm going to watch it like I watched the news before, which is like at 6:30 for 20 minutes, and then I'll be good.
I'm just breathing deeper on an energetic level. I'm feeling it.
Yeah, well, it's definitely a massive relief, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's something there's just something that happens from the top, no matter what that it affects us. We can't avoid it. You can't avoid what's happening at the top.
Yeah, well, you know, it's funny. I was talking about all these people that thought that they were railroaded and they went down there and they did all these things, you know, where they thought that they're given the short stick. And what ends up happening is that we've been given the short stick for 4 years, you know, and now the shoe's on the other foot and everybody's crying like a bunch of babies. Before they were all like, yeah, we're Republicans. You're going to listen to us. And now they're like, well, no, we want you to play fair. And we're like, well, it's so weird.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of videos online, as I'm sure many people are during this crazy time, about various police interactions. And there's some new ones that are circling into my algorithm that are ones where the passenger got it wrong, you know, like, because now we've seen the ones where the cops get it wrong. And now I'm seeing the ones where you can't take me out. You can't tell me to get out of my car. And then they like stop it. And this legal guy's like, actually, he can ask you to get out of your car. And like, you know, like and seeing good cops be nice to people who are filming them and stuff like that. And then seeing what happened last week or 2 weeks ago and the disrespect and the whole boys in blue thing, it boggles the mind. The cognitive dissonance is
well, to use a Blue Lives Matter flag to beat a cop with, it's kind of like what is really that? I mean, they always say that flag. It's what?
That's Shakespearean.
It's karma, is what it is, in a way. Some twisted karma. I mean, they really, you know, they really screwed up. I mean, it was really bad, right? But democracy prevailed. We're moving forward to the next step. We want to put it all behind us. What are you doing to stay joyful in your life these days?
Well, I found COVID love.
Oh, well, that's always good. Pandemic relationship.
I mean, it's greater than God. It's like real love. Like I found somehow I'm so oppositionally defiant that when they told me not to be social, I found my soulmate. I don't know.
Wow.
Very, very weird. I've been very strict. I mean, definitely not as strict as some of the most vulnerable, you know, and stuff like that. But in terms of fairly young, healthy person, I was very early to tell people to lock down, help that got that going. Who knew, that it was going to last this long? And how is there any good way to approach this? I was gigging 5 times a week before this started. I'm a local musician making my living as a musician, and it's it. And actually was just picking up some really cool tours. We opened for John Mayall with Katie Henry Band in January to the Rose, and things were steaming along for me in my career too, just like many of the bands that we see that have been sort of just on pause, cryogenic drive-in,
and in a tough position too, because you guys aren't at a level where you're successful at this and you're in the touring band. It's where you're building this career.
I feel worse for the touring ones because they've really gotten rested their entire house foundation on it. I'm always doing a little something locally that I can pick up, but for somebody who's committed into the touring, the full deal, to be just stopped, I don't feel like there's a lot of extra money being packed away on tour. So this was kind of like the levees breaking in New Orleans, where it was already weakened. Our economic status, touring musicians are already out on a limb. George Porter is already out on a limb, streaming every other night. I mean, missing the gigs and also I'm sure missing the dough.
Well, all of everybody, they've all been living on their PayPals. I mean, it's been tough, and you've been playing a lot online.
I mean, I was really lucky. I had an amazing gig locally in Venice for 3.5 years. I did over 750 shows at Casa Otto, at a restaurant, and then got to sprinkle in cool gigs around that. And I mean, they had me kind of in cuffs too, which was like golden handcuffs too. They didn't want me to ever leave. So touring was not really an option. You're always in some kind of push and pull, but I was lucky that I was able to put away a little bit of money for a rainy day. And then it turned into a rainy year. And then the pandemic assistance stopped, which everybody knows, and then they just, we'll just go half. And it's just the whole chaos of it all. I guess my biggest issue has been what it's forcing people to do, I'm going to try to double dip here and try to grab and get a little there. And I don't like conditions that make society more unscrupulous than they already are.
Well, we're in the middle of it, man. What did I see today? That one doctor
left a baseball bat in the back of our car.
Yeah, well, one doctor's put a bunch of COVID vaccines away for his family and friends, and they already busted them. I mean, all this stuff's happening now. So yeah, the entitlement is unbelievable.
Yeah, we pushed back on some things too in our journeys. Everybody's got their tribal values and what they're going to fight for. For me, I'm fighting for, a society that cares about the other members of the society, not because I'm so altruistic, but only because I recognize that they are limbs of the same mega body that I am. So I can't neglect it. I can't be like, I'm not into the liver, no, the liver, it's part of the body. There's a bigger body here and it's sick.
Well, and also it's out of balance because there's the amount of obesity is equal to the amount of people starving. And if the people that weren't eating so much shared what they had with everybody else, then the people that were starving would have food. So you have people that are too fat because they're eating too much, and you got people that can't get food. So,
thank you. And that's spoken by someone who has lost a lot of weight. I lost a lot of weight too. I've made a big post about it. I have a senior year picture up there, and now you get neoliberals, when I'm a very progressive person, tell me don't fat shame. I'm not fat shaming. I'm reality checking. It's fact. It's fact.
Well, it's not like when you stop eating, the food goes to somebody that's skinny all of a sudden, or somebody that needs it. It's not like I stopped eating, so this food now goes to this person who's starving. That's not the way it works. But there would be more of a balance, I think, in our lives than where we are right now with the current situation.
Yeah, well, I'm like I said, I am a progressive guy, but I also agree with that. We have to also pay our own way. So if you're living a sedentary life and incurring a lot of medical costs on the general public, there should be some health incentive type preventative incentives.
Well, it's interesting. So people are saying they don't want to get vaccinated, right? But one of the things I saw was everybody's like, "Where is my $2,000?" And people were like, you'll get your $2,000 when you get vaccinated. And I'm like, that's a good idea. Then people be lining up for the vaccines and you wouldn't hear all these conspiracy theories.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Well, United Airlines said today that they want you have to be vaccinated to work there.
Yeah,
so that's a huge workforce.
I'm not rushing to get the vaccination, but I'm certainly not against it. I love that meme that says, like, if you've eaten at fast food in the last 6 months, don't worry about the vaccine, you know?
Yeah. Well, listen, but we've put a lot of different things in our bodies over the years. I'm not really worried about a vaccine. I've had many vaccines over my life. And, if you think about it, if it gives you the freedom to be able to travel and it gives you the freedom to be able to go to concerts again and live, they have to, Fauci said yesterday, 70 to 85% of the United States has to be vaccinated. That's approximately 250 to 290 million people. And that's
I think it's another case of bad branding, like democratic socialism. Vaccine sounds so harsh. If they called it like a squishy mushy, it might sound better. Vaccine.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? If there was a free download that got you higher in Fortnite, and you had to get a vaccine to get that download, people be lining up.
Right. Just got to brand this up a little bit better.
Well, Mike, we are two great political minds, and I know we think about this shit all the time, but you are a piano player, and we would love to hear you play a little bit for us. Would you mind gracing us a little music here?
No, of course.
Switch your mics. Now, Mike goes live on Facebook. If you follow him on Facebook, what's your Facebook? You want to tell everybody so they can know what it is?
Michael Russick.
You put in Mike Russick and you will find it.
Russeck, Michael. And I also have a Curse of the Keys, Michael Russick's Curse of the Keys, which is my band name currently. And that's the new project.
Look, Guy says hi.
Hey, what's up, Guy? Guy's our bassist.
Amazing bass player. Guy Silliman.
Also in Sanford Street.
That's right.
Well, I guess I'll play Old New Orleans, which is a song I did when I wrote it when Katrina hit. And actually, this is apropos. I ended up recording it 8 years later with Paul Barrere and Kenny Gradney from Little Feat and Tony Bronigal from Phantom Blues Band and Taj Mahal and Teresa James from the Rhythm Tramps and the Animals. And they're all on this track called Old New Orleans, which is on my website, michaelrussick.com. And we recorded it the day that Sandy hit. It was like bizarre. Oh. Like 8 years later, I ended up recording this Katrina song when Sandy hit. But it's kind of turned into like a healing song for me about the healing process because my mom's an acupuncturist and she always said the energy needs to move up and out, kind of like a ayahuasca purge, right? And so I wrote this song when Katrina hit. It's called Old New Orleans.
All right, I'm going to give you the floor. Michael Russick, ladies and gentlemen.
Here we go. To the Astro Dome. Now Houston, Texas is where I want. Ain't got no insurance coming on the pay all alone. Cause I got paid to water in my home. Moving up and down. Only moving up and down now. Oh, my home. Moving up and down. then he must be small. A nickel on his dime can hold your balls. We've all survivors, that's we've been told. Up and down, always living out now. My home, up and down. You up and down. Always never know. Always you never know. Always you never know. Always you never know. Always.
Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Russick. That was great.
Thanks. Yeah, have you ever heard the full track of that's on my?
Yeah, I might have heard the actual one that you did with Paul and the guys. It's very long hairish, right?
It's what?
Professor Longhair, is that the influence on that, or more Booker?
You know, I didn't know long hair at the time. I didn't even know New Orleans. It just struck my core on like a real like epic level of like hitting the soul of New Orleans at that point in time. So I was, what is it, 2005 when it hit. So I had just been to Jazz Fest and I knew a little bit about long hair, but yeah, I learned a little. I got to long hair through Dr. John.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
that
I was in my Dr. John kind of like phase already, and then like it was just starting to like open this door, and I just been to Jazz Fest, and my heart just broke, you know.
yeah, well, because afterwards, Katrina hit.
The whole thing, the prevention was available, the aftermath was, it's just, and then there was the corruption after that. It's like on and on. So,
yeah, oh yeah, it was one thing after
I
another.
wrote the third verse. When the corruption hit, I was like, get the mayor on the phone.
Yeah, Roy Nagin was the mayor at that point. Not a good dude.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the New Orleans mayors are incredibly corrupt. But so, what were your influences? Like, why did you start playing piano? Was it some mom was like, you got to take piano lessons?
No. They tried. My parents gave me lessons because they gave my brothers lessons, but it like I didn't get past hot cross buns or whatever, and
2 for a penny.
So I just wasn't into it for whatever reason. At that age, when at 6, 7, whatever it was, I was more into comedy and drawing, and already I had 2 arts going kind of. And so over the years in high school, I started playing music. I sang a little and here and there, and by doing drama and stuff like that. And then I just kept music as like my spiritual outlet. When high school hit, I leaned on music as medicine in 9th grade because I switched schools. I got not invited back. It was just like the nice private school thing that they did. You know, say, you're not invited back. Okay, yeah, that's understandable. And then, so I was at a new school, had no friends. My parents were kind of cosmopolitan, so they'd like go out Saturday night. I'd stay home with the piano, learn about weed, learn about jam bands. My oldest brother's 6.5 years older than me. He went to University of Vermont in 1991.
Oh.
So I got early. He was playing with a guy who was taking lessons from Trey, guitar lessons from Trey. So I got very early, and I visited him up in Burlington that like 91, 92, somewhere in there, or maybe 93. And yeah, I got to see like, you know, all the places. And he was playing in a band called Smoking Grass up there, which went for a while. And then he ended up moving because he pursued mountain guiding. Now he's playing still as well. So he's my big influence. My oldest brother, Howie, is he got me into bluegrass. We went to 3 Merle Fests together where we saw everybody in North Carolina. I mean, everybody thinks about the Telluride Bluegrass Festival, but Merle Fest.
Yeah, Merle Fest is like the home. That is the place for bluegrass, right?
Of bluegrass festivals. Yeah, it's just like, and it's family oriented, but it still has the camp, it still has the fun. It's really a great vibe, and it's yeah, really, really nice. Get to do all those little like workshops and, you know, tent things. Oh, 5 mandolin players, Mandomania. You know, it's like that's kind of how I came up. So you actually mentioned Leftover Salmon earlier today, which is one of my top. Or you mentioned Vince, right?
Yeah, well, Vince was on the show, and when he was on the show, he picked up a guitar, and he's like, "I got a theme song for you," and he wrote the theme song, and that's the theme song you hear every day. Vince played it on the show.
That's sick.
Yeah, it was great, and that's why I was talking about the theme song, because he actually hit me up like, "Where'd that song come from?" And I was like, "Yeah, Vince Herman wrote it for my show."
They headlined my first Merle Fest, the night show, and yeah, I think we got into some fun stuff, and like it just blew my mind after all day of this amazing bluegrass, Dave Grisman Quintet, Tony Rice, you know, Gillian Welsh, all this to go to Cajun slam grass, and from then on it was like, oh, these guys are a great blend of what I love in the jam world. And then you listen to that album, you know, with River Rising on it, and it's got all that great keyboarding on it. So I'm listening to all that keyboard, you know, and then becoming friends with these people on Facebook and Instagram. It's just,
well, yeah, you saw them early on when the band, Mark Van was still in the band. That would have been a 90s. Mark Van was the original banjo player.
Yeah. I saw Mark in that iteration, and I've seen them after. I really wanted to see them when Bill Payne was playing with them for about a year or two, but then he picked up the Doobie Brothers gig again. But he's my hero for sure.
Bill Payne's your hero. Little Feat,
Bill Payne, and Brent from the Dead, and Bruce Hornsby and Medeski are probably my heroes that I bow down to and don't, you know, try not to compare myself even on any level. But I was lucky I got to jam with Medeski because he officiated with one of my best friend's weddings. So I got to like play on his organ, and like we got to like jam and stuff. It was great.
Yeah, he's a very talented guy. I mean, it's crazy. So what's your plot? Like, what's your plan? You got a plan?
Well, so that takes us to like, well, I kind of fell into playing music professionally as a career because I was out here pursuing acting for like 7 years. And then suddenly my other job for like an e-commerce just that was kind of helping just pay the bills started dwindling. So I picked up more gigs. Before I knew it, I filled up my week with gigs, and I was hanging with and playing with Rich Sheldon all the time. And then I picked up the Casa Auto gig, and okay, now I'm just kind of, I have this gig that everybody covets, but at the same time, like I can't leave. And now, I was already in a blank slate at the top of the year because Casa Auto changed directions at the top of the year. And so I was already kind of shot out of the cannon. And then the rest of the world said, all right, we're along for that same ride. And
yeah, everybody together.
Yeah. So
what have you been doing? You
my new beginning right now.
So you've been I saw you go live on Facebook every once in a while and play there and put out the tip jar. And you also, are you writing? What are you doing creatively to stay relevant?
Yeah, actually, there's some new cool little songs that I'm really enjoying. I mean, I've definitely zoned back into my love for Fish because Howie, my brother, brought it into my life, and I went on the '98 summer tour, and up to like across and down and up to Lemon Wheel, skipping a few.
Yeah, So yeah, I was at Lemon Wheel. I was at a few of those 98 shows.
They stopped in my hometown for the first time ever, for years, like in Merriweather. That's where I grew up, 5 minutes away from Merriweather. So it was like this amazing combination. Me and my friend go across to our brother. Whoa, our friends are going on tour with this, and then we get to come to our hometown and be like, ah, and then go up to Lemon Wheel. You know, it was rad. But you know, I've been delving back into that world again. I kind of went away from it a little to get more into my dig deeper into the blues and songwriting and singing and stuff like that. And now I'm bringing that kind of back to that cosmic. I'm really enjoying writing like 3-part songs and long, like, you know, epic,
complicated jams.
Yeah, I just don't care. I mean, I'm not trying to sell records or anything.
Well, no, but what's interesting is that band gotten so far away from that. You know, they've simplified the music. It's like so easy now. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I can't like Blaze On. It's fun, but you know, when you're into Little Feat and you hear Blaze On, it sounds like somebody that's like trying to play Dixie Chicken but doesn't get the nuance or something. You know?
I never thought about the comparison really, but it's pretty fucking funny. Do you want to play us another tune?
Sure, I can play you one of the new ones I'm working on.
All right, all yours. Or you want to play an old favorite for everybody, an old chestnut?
Of mine, or you mean a cover?
A cover, maybe something everybody knows so they can hear it. Why don't you play a little Little Feat for us? Is that all right?
Yeah. Sure.
All right, you love Little Feat. Let's hear what you got.
Well, I just did one like that, but.
All right, well, you know what? Your choice, Mike. You got the floor. All right, I'm out of here.
Little Feat. We'll do the ballad style Little Feat. We'll do ballad style. That makes sense. All right. It's called Will. I've been worked by the rain, driven by the snow. I'm drunk and dirty. Don't you know when I'm still winning? Out on the road, late at night, seeing my pretty Alice in every headlight. Alice, Alice, Alice. I've been from Tucson to Tucson, to Attribute, all the world, driven every kind of rig that's ever been made, braving the back roads, holding it away, get me weak, wild and sad. In the back rows, I wouldn't get away. And if you give me weed, white and white, something inside, I'll be willing to be moving.
I love that song. Nicely done.
Thank you, sir.
I love that tune. I think everybody else does too. We all love the feat. I mean, Waiting for Columbus was a kind of record when you got a hold of it. You're just like, every song on the album's amazing.
Ah, amazing. Tower power horn section.
It's beautiful. So, Mr. Russick, I appreciate you coming in. We're ready to wrap up. Is there anything you want to tell everyone out there?
No, I just want to say, hang in there, stay safe, breathe deep, and definitely stay creative. Do creative things. I think there's something called soul hygiene. It's like flossing and brushing your teeth. You should be doing it.
Yep. You got to take care of your soul. You only get one. Yeah, we got to stay sane. Thanks, Mike. Thanks for coming on today. It was great catching up, and I look forward to playing again soon, man. We were really on a roll there, too, so it kind of sucked, but we'll get back to it.
It's all good. I feel like I'm on a different roll, so it's cool. Surf it out, and it's great to see you.
Same here. Thanks for coming on today and saying hi.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
All right. Michael Russick, you can find him on Instagram, Facebook, michaelrussick.com. Great guy. Thank you all for tuning in. Danny Rossman, drummer extraordinaire, also from Sanford Street, Michelle Silliman, and Brian, Bo. Hey, Rose. Oh, my peoples checking in today. We got the weekend rolling up. Got $1 billion. You can buy a lottery ticket for $1 billion, Mega Millions. Probably by the time they pull that thing tonight, it's going to be worth $6 billion. $1 billion. Just give me the vaccine already. Let's get back to the fun, folks. There's enough of this already. Enough. Let me tell you about our fine sponsors here at 420live.com. We have phenomenal people that keep us going, keep us popping, rocking, and popping. Sinlawn.com/420. Get your synthetic lawn, the sour diesel. This is the sour diesel. This is actually hybrid. Sour diesel mixed with Blue Dream. We call it the Bleasel. Get your Bleasel. It's only at the 420 Live link. You'll find the strain. It is smokable. It is environmentally friendly. It is synthetic lawn. You know what? Lawns are too expensive to water. Water's too expensive to water. So don't water your water. Do you like the East Coast? Do you like that East Coast thing, the water? I can't even say water. It shows you how it doesn't matter. I've been here 3 decades and I still can't say water. Anyway, sinlawn.com. Check them out. Get your environmentally friendly lawn. And then with the water you save, such a great segue, you can make yourself a coffee. Grady's cold brew kit. You can save 20% off on Grady's. Grady's is delicious. Grady's is delicious. 36 cups, New Orleans style chicory coffee. Doesn't even need sugar. It's so good. Chicory coffee is the kind you get when you go to Cafe Du Monde at like 4:30, 5:30 in the morning, and you're eating beignets all trying to find your mouth. Don't. If you've never been to Cafe Du Monde, you don't want to go with me for the first time, and I can't tell you why. But ask Jeff Asher. Speaking of which, Asher's Chocolates, 420 Live code at Asher's Chocolates gets you 20% off. You buy $75 worth of chocolate, you get a discount code for 20%, and they'll know to throw the official 420 Live candy bar, the CBD bar. 420 Live CBD bar is delicious. Potato chips, pretzels, raisins, mini M&Ms, coconut flakes, milk chocolate, CBD, all in one bite. Oh my God. It's like you eat it and you're trying to decode what's happening in your mouth. It's like an adventure for trust me. Order up a bunch of chocolate mashers. Use 420 Live as your discount code. You'll be thanking me later, and you'll finish that bar, and you'll wish you had another one. That's how it is around my house. They're like, more chocolate, Dad. We need more chocolate. Kiki's birthday yesterday. Thanks everybody who tuned in to see my daughter Katrina, 25 years old. What an adventure. I went down to the beach. We took the dog. And my dog, Nola is the best. She's got the best temperament. All she wants to do is chase the frisbee on the beach, and just really friendly. Doesn't want to mess with anybody. Doesn't bark at anybody on the beach. Doesn't have a fit. Chases the frisbee. So I'm throwing the frisbee, and this guy's got his little kid, and he's like, "Your dog is making my kid." He had an accent. I'm not just making this up. "Your dog is making my kid my kid is shaking. Put it on leash. Put it on leash." And I'm like, "All right, I'll just play with my dog over here." So the guy like storms off, goes to find a lifeguard and rats me out. And I'm like, "Oh, I see what's going on." We got a whole little party set up, cheese and champagne for Kiki. And now I'm like, all right, I take Nola off the beach, and I walk up the beach with the dog. And the guy's like, and all of a sudden I see the lifeguard truck coming for me, and I'm like, okay, here he comes. And he pulls up and he's like, "Come here." And I walk up, and the first thing Nola does is like jump up on this thing and scratches the car. And he's like, "Hey, no." And I was like, "Hey, you told me to come here. The dog doesn't know not to jump. You didn't say come here and tell your dog not to jump. You just said come here. So you got the jumping dog." So he's like, "Look, the guy's saying your dog attacked his kid." And I was like, "Is he a trumper? He's lying like that? And my dog attacked his kid. And in LA, your dog attacks a human being, they'll put your dog to sleep, or they'll arrest you, they'll take you away." So I'm like, "Look, man, that my dog did not attack. If my dog wanted to attack that kid's kid, the kid would be dead already. It wouldn't even have a chance." So he's like, "All right, well, just keep the dog on a leash." And then he got out to look at the scratch on his car. It was only like that big, one little scratch like that big. And he's like, "Yeah, dude, you know what? Just leave. Just leave." He's actually said, "Dude, you know what, dude? Just leave. Take your dog off the beach." So I took Nola off, and Nola really wanted to play. And I was just like hanging out, watching the sunset from up on the thing. And I felt like I got in trouble with the principal, but I also got to scratch the principal's car. So it kind of came, it's like full circle. I was like, okay, you might be able to tell me what to do, but the dog, not so much. But my dog loves the beach. Noah loves the beach. So we have the beaches we take her to. That beach, lifeguard stand 26 at Ocean Park, really wasn't the place. And, thanks for the dude trying to get my dog exterminated by saying it attacked his kid. I mean, come on. Dog didn't attack your kid. There'd be bite marks. That's an attack. My dog went over there with the frisbee in his mouth to show off that she just caught the frisbee. That's what she did. Anyway, there's the tale of me and my pup Nola yesterday at the beach, and I just had to get that off my chest. George, hi George, another phenomenal guitar player from Sanford Street. George, I don't want Senate. I don't want president. Intergalactic ruler is the only thing I'm going for. I have to tell everybody in the whole universe what I want them to do. And I have a platform. It's the Make America Green Again and MAGA. Make America Green Again is the platform. It's free cannabis, 2 flying cars in every garage, a DMT pen in every, I added that just now. And what was the other one? Oh, a transporter. Because we're moving forward. It's progress. We're going to the future. I want the things I was promised in comic strips when I was a little kid, like the Jetsons. 2020, we should be living life like the Jetsons. We should be floating all around high in the sky. All right, everybody. Russick, you still there? You want to play? You want to play one more tune before we go?
Oh, you want me to play out?
You play us out.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to let Mike Russick take it out. I'll tell you. I'll tell them one thing, and I'll be back to you. All right, you get your shit together. Peace, love, and happiness to everybody out there. There's a big hug. We will see you next week with a full slate, a full boat, 5 days. 5 days of nonstop 420 live entertainment, East Coast time. You could always catch us later. You're right, Henry. Henry, I'm plotting right now. I'm figuring it out when I'm coming to see you. So let's talk. We'll talk afterwards. Our guest, Michael Russick, is going to play us out a tune of his choice since I made him play the Little Feat song last time. Our good friend, Mike Russick. And I'll see you guys. Have a great weekend. Breathe easy. Enjoy yourself. Turn off that television this weekend. Let's just go out and forget about reality and slide into the future. Sliding away. Mike Russick taking us out. There you go, Mike.
ride free. Torn between two worlds, trying to get all night. Hoping one day I'll do it right. I just want to be someone who can be proud of myself, loving life, and loving you, babe. Let the love flow, let it flow. Let the wheels go round and round and round and round until we have lift off, baby. That's what we want. Take to the skies in your eyes. Feel and realize, my love, I hope you hear it. I hope you see it. I wanna be with you, baby, smiling as you dance and dance with me. There's a glow inside you, glowing lines of love and truth. Take a dive inside your sweet design, you'll see the proof. It's time to go, it's time to move, it's time to shake, it's time to groove. Don't just sit there talking every day. Dance your troubles away. It's time to go, it's time to move, it's time to shake and make a groove. Get in the mood. There's a glow inside you. I just want to be amongst the trees in the infinite eternity, and then we'll ride. We'll ride free. Oh, baby, we'll ride free. Be with you, baby. Oh, yeah.